Okay, gentlemen, you understand the rules you're fighting. Then listen to me at all times, keep yourself protected. When I say stop, you stop. If you want to touch, do it now. God bless.
Let's go!
Here we go. Here we go. Wow.
Oh, man. Let's go.
That patented look in his eye. Khamzat Chimaev, at long last, fighting for an undisputed UFC title. That belt belongs to South Africa's Dricus du Plessis, and we are underway.
Oh, nice double leg by Khamzat. Takedown already by Khamzat. Dricus needs to release the head here. If he doesn't release the head here, Khamzat can put him in.
Yeah, he's gonna get caught in a Von Flu.
Yep. Dricus said he understood he was going to get taken down.
Well, this was quick, though.
That was way faster than I can imagine he thought it would be that quick. First level change, Khamzat was able to take him to the mat.
Now here's the question, is he gonna be able to get back up?
Usman got taken down pretty quickly too, but he was able to get back to his feet.
But he didn't get taken down and flattened out on his back.
Oh, crucifix. Bad early spot for the champion.
Oh my goodness. I mean, crucifix is tough, man, because there's no known defense. You gotta just keep bucking and bridging, and hopefully the guy loses your arm. But it looks like it's getting worse right now for du Plessis.
I mean, he's really gotten that tightened up. I mean, these aren't big shots, and he's kind of protecting his head by tucking it close to Khamzat's body and preventing him from hitting with any real force. But this is still a terrible position for the champion.
90 seconds in, Chimaev putting his brand of violence all over du Plessis.
But after a while, right, the refs just have to stop it because you won't be able to do anything. I hit Patrick Cummins with just a whole bunch of shots. Nothing hard, and they stopped the fight.
Yeah, but you hit him harder than this.
Yes.
This is the difference. He's really tucking his face in pretty well, considering. This is basically nothing.
Yeah, he's just tapping him.
There's no force to this. There's no reasonable reason why you would stop the fight at this point. But he's got to get that arm out. That right arm in particular. He's got to figure out how to pop that arm out.
Well, he's bucking by trying to elevate himself in his legs, but he needs to be bridging to turn. But these are like really small shots.
Yeah, this is nothing. But the elbows potentially could be huge. He's going to push off with the palm and try to blast him with elbows. He just can't get any space.
And here's the problem. He can go 12 to 6 elbows now from this position. So du Plessis better not let him get any space. And it is great to have a veteran referee here that's not going to just panic and stop the fight.
Well, this isn't totally a crucifix right now. Oh, look at that arm triangle.
It's out. The arm's out, though. The arm's out.
Right.
Watch the back of the head. Watch the back, please, Dricus.
Du Plessis staying focused in the wake of danger. Not out of harm's way yet. 2 minutes here to go in round one.
I mean, this is without a doubt the best wrestler he's ever faced in his life.
Yes.
This is the difference. Khamzat is just so smothering.
And for DDP on the bottom here, all the bucking and bridging takes energy. And I would question most people, but not du Plessis. We have not seen him truly run out of gas. Now, this is great for Khamzat, though, because he can hold you here 25 minutes if he has to.
Yeah, and clearly he's winning the round, but he's not really doing any damage. Not yet, at least.
Mark Goddard closing the distance. Go ahead, champ.
Du Plessis is very smart here. He knows that a lot of the defenses you use against most, you can't use against Khamzat because of his submission ability.
Pretty blatant fence grab there by du Plessis. Perhaps it mattered not.
Well, he's getting smushed on the ground, though, isn't he?
Khamzat's doing a great job of keeping his body between du Plessis and the fence. And if your goal is to exhaust Chimaev, this won't do it.
No.
This is where he lives. Yeah, this is where he lives, grappling.
And this is not exhausting for him at all. It's much more tiring for du Plessis. Plus, his breathing was restricted by Khamzat's pressure.
Over 4 minutes of time spent fighting off of his back for du Plessis. Uncharted territory for him, to be sure.
Oh, du Plessis got to be careful here. Oh, smart by Drinkus. Beautiful reversal by the champ.
He went for the guillotine again.
He keeps going guillotine. He should not be doing that. That's not the move, Joe.
No.
Got to try to stuff the head and defend takedowns.
The entire crowd is standing for our championship main event. Not that many champions on the wrong end of a borderline 10-8 would be smiling like du Plessis.
No, he really does love a war.
He just said he didn't feel anything when he was on the ground. He's got to find a way to defend some of these takedowns.
Man, Chimaev continues to suffocate.
He almost had that one defended, but he's not stuffing his head. So Chimaev's able to build back into him and take him down. Du Plessis doing a good job of staying patient, but he has got to have some urgency to get up so he's not just held down for the entirety of the round.
Du Plessis sharing a moment with his chief corner, Mornay Visser.
Khamzat is so good at just continuing to drag him to the ground every time he tries to get up.
He does a great job with his forward pressure. He's always forward, keeping his opponent's weight on their hands. He doesn't let him build back into it. Watch here when Draco starts to get up, how he moves him back forward towards the mat.
Dricus du Plessis has attempted 4 strikes, hasn't landed any of them, significantly at least. Seconds have expired in round 2.
Du Plessis needs to attack the hands of Chimaev. Right now, his hands aren't doing anything. He's got to attack Chimaev's grip to try to break his lock. That's step 1 in trying to get away from him.
He's also got to be very careful that he doesn't completely give up his back from this position where it looks like it's really close.
Chimaev's doing exactly what he needs to do. Du Plessis seems pretty composed in there. But again, he's down.
Yes.
First round, and if it stays like this, he'll be down 2 rounds.
And Khamzat is not really expending a lot of energy here.
Yep.
I mean, it's nothing that's exhausting him because he's not being defensive at all. He's just riding him.
Our UFC 319 Fight Clock is presented by the Terminalist Dark Wolf, a prequel series starring Taylor Kitsch and Chris Pratt, only on Prime Video.
Oh, he's got it. He's going for the choke here. Drake has recognized it.
3 takedown attempts for Chimaev. He's secured them all. North of 7 minutes of ground control time. Du Plessis staying composed defensively, trying to fight a hand.
But Du Plessis got to get 2 hands on 1 to try to get up to his feet. Right now, Chimaev's doing a really good job of just controlling, following, making it hard for Du Plessis to get up, and when he does, he just drives him back to the mat.
Total strike picture's pretty wild, but as we've seen before, not a single significant strike absorbed as yet by Khamzat Chimaev.
I mean, he went multiple fights without getting hit at all.
Right. Every UFC opponent that he has tried to take down, he has succeeded in doing so.
The hand fighting of Chimaev, the wrist control is very impressive. Every time DDP starts trying to get up, he just attacks his hands.
Shout out to his mentor, the late 3-time Olympic gold medalist, Buvaisar Saitiev, who passed in March of this year. Showed Chimaev a lot of things over the years.
Saitiev was the man.
Under a minute here to go in round 2. It's been all Chimaev in Chicago.
Dricus doesn't have any answers here.
Yep. Look at that, Joe. You see forward, forward, forward every time. So now, at the end of round 1, when Dricus went to the corner, his coach was smiling with him. I wonder what the urgency will look like now that 2 rounds have played out in this way, right? Because while your champion isn't taking much damage, he is losing rounds. There's only 3 left now.
Yeah, it might be less smiling.
This is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Kind of crazy how much control he has.
He's got to make the takedowns harder. That's the thing. Even if he gets taken down, it can't happen on the first attempt. He's got to make Chimaev do more to try to get a takedown.
Standing ovation greets the athletes to begin round 3 of a possible 5. Dricus du Plessis in the green, Khamzat Chimaev in the black and blue.
See how quickly Chimaev shoots this time? There it is. I mean, du Plessis is not defending. He's not having any luck defending takedowns.
Five takedowns on as many attempts for Chimaev. Make it 6.
Right into side control again.
Yeah, passes.
Unbelievable.
Du Plessis, not the type of fighter to get frustrated, but he has had nothing resembling an answer through 11 minutes.
I mean, just the control time. We've only fought, 11 minutes. How much control time is it?
Over 10?
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Dean Thomas, what do you have, sir?
Well, the one thing that Gilbert Burns had against Chimaev was a good guard, because it's clear that when Chimaev is on top and he's able to just rotate around his opponent, he's not going to get tired. But when Gilbert Burns was in his guard, it made Chimaev work so much that he actually stood up out of the guard. If du Plessis has a guard, now is the time to use it.
Great observation, Dino. 3.5 to go, round 3.
I don't know that they're going to let Chimaev stay on top in the way that they did in the first 2 rounds. He's going to have to do some damage in round 3, 4, and 5, or they'll stand him up.
Yeah, but he's in dominant positions. I don't see
he got it again.
Back to the crucifix again. This time it's almost wrapped up. Now it's wrapped up. Now that right arm is trapped and the left arm is trapped as well. He just got no answer for the grappling. It's kind of stunning because we've seen Khamzat dominant on the ground before, but this is probably the most dominant we've seen him.
And looks like finally du Plessis has been opened up. Some blood trickling out of that left eye. Oh, big
Now some
elbow.
elbows landed there. When du Plessis looks to his left, it's hard for Khamzat to get anything of substance. But it's when he tries to turn in the opposite direction, is when Khamzat hits him with some bigger shots.
Absolutely incredible to watch the challenger handle the champ in this manner.
Just crucifix after crucifix is crazy.
Yeah, this control is bananas.
Chimaev, go ahead, champ.
Dricus has got to try to use his legs or something to catch Chimaev's ankle. He's got to do something, Joe.
Yeah, he just can't. He's trying. He reached over with that right leg momentarily, but the difference in grappling is just astonishing.
It's unbelievable to watch Dricus dominated in this way.
Oh,
Oh, there it is, elbow.
There it is.
crushing elbow right on that ear line for Chimaev.
Now the shots are getting bigger.
Chimaev is building a gym in his home village in Chechnya. Might very well have a new gold belt to bring home if things continue on this path.
Well, this is about as dominant a performance from a challenger as we have seen in a really long time. Du Plessis has had no answers for Chimaev's wrestling and his grappling.
And it looks like he popped that right arm now. There's no pressure on it now. But he's completely being dominated and so exhausted.
His arm's out now.
Yeah, his arm's out.
But I mean, he got beat up worse in this round than he has the entire fight.
Wow.
Now he's mounted. Choke.
Chimaev smashing away, trying to find a way under the chin.
Dricus is fighting it off, but man, is he getting dominated.
Yes, he is.
And we are 3 rounds down, and he has gotten nothing off.
I mean, has he landed a significant strike yet?
No. One.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't see it. Final 20 seconds of round 3.
I don't think it was significant.
And what is the rest of the middleweight division thinking right now, watching this?
Well, if you're Reinier de Ridder, you're thinking I'm a really good grappler.
Reinier de Ridder's a great grappler.
That's the difference.
But that's the thing, though. But is Reinier de Ridder a great striker? Because we see Chimaev strike with the guys that can grapple.
All Chimaev through 3. Well, a lot of middleweight contenders not competing are in the building tonight. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, Kyle Bohalio, and of course the aforementioned Reinier de Ridder. Round 4 of a possible 5.
DDP's coach told him no more crucifix. I don't know if he comes out of another crucifix. If he gets crucifixed again, he may get the fight stopped.
Dricus has got to lower his stance, abandon the idea of kicks.
And sprawl.
There you
and
go.
sprawl.
Almost.
There it is. And again.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, this is crazy, man.
Crazy.
It's literally 20 seconds every round.
I mean, he's just getting mauled.
I mean, has nobody tried to wrestle Dricus du Plessis before? Because I've never seen him look like he can't defend takedowns like this.
So there's no one at this level that he's ever fought before.
Yeah, Brunson had some success a long time ago, and not on Chimaev's level in terms of the MMA wrestling.
He's 7 of 8 on his takedown attempts. With so much control time.
Seems like perhaps some deflation finally starting to set in a little bit for the unflappable champ du Plessis.
And it has to be fatigue.
Yeah.
As tough and as durable and as much endurance as he has, he's just been dominated for 3 straight rounds and now deep into the 4th.
And it took him much longer than most fighters for frustration, John, because now he's attacking the lock a little bit.
Oh my goodness. Just shook him off.
Chimaev is just a step ahead of him with his takedowns, his wrestling. Just his knowledge in those positions, even in the clinch. He's just a little ahead of him.
First warning from Mark Goddard, looking for a little bit more activity out of Chimaev.
You know, I kind of disagree with that because this is fighting and he's doing it very effectively. He's doing exactly what he wants to do. To say that he should be doing something different when he's totally dominant seems to be kind of crazy.
And his cardio looks amazing. He does not look fatigued at all.
Well, he hasn't really been challenged. It's basically him on the offense, choosing when to strike, completely in control, making Dricus carry his weight.
Well, we said off the top of the broadcast, Dricus du Plessis as champion was the biggest betting underdog defending his title in UFC middleweight history, and
now we know why. Oh, look, Dricus tried to roll, but it was a half-hearted Granby roll.
Well, that roll shows you he's tired now.
Yes.
He's getting back in the crucifix, yo.
Yep,
I've never seen somebody get crucifixed that many times.
No, it's kind of crazy. He just can't do anything about it. Khamzat slides that left shin across the arm, and he just has no answers. And he can't get that arm back. I mean, that's the top pressure that Khamzat has. It's just amazing.
Where Khamzat is messing up on that crucifix is he's putting it right between his legs. You don't need to do that. You need to put your knee above the elbow and keep your shin behind it. Then their arm just goes up and down your shin. They can never get out.
Look how excited you get.
I like
that down. Ask Volkan Oezdemir how that felt when he had him in it.
Yeah, it was right beneath my shin.
Late round 4. A dominant performance from the challenger doesn't even begin to describe it.
I mean, this is going to be one of the craziest scorecards we've seen in a long time if it continues like this.
Like Amanda Nunes versus Felicia Spencer, 50-40 in there. I mean, this is not bad.
Yeah, you can kind of make that call.
Yeah.
Because even though there's not been a lot of damage, oh my God, he's going to separate them. Man, I don't like that. I don't like that. Now imagine if Dricus wins by knockout now.
He's got to just go. Dricus needs to just go. Look. Oh.
Wow.
He just can't stop it. He just can't stop the takedown. And you see the fatigue in Dricus down, the way he's moving.
So the referee dangles a carrot for du Plessis. He gets taken down immediately by Chimaev. 9th takedown on 11 attempts.
He also dangled a carrot for the bloodthirsty savages in the crowd that want him to stand up again.
Yeah.
I mean, and just the way DDP's going back to the mat now, you can tell he's wearing down. Look at that. Oh, there it is. You can tell he's wearing down. He's doing a great job of defending the choke.
This is maybe the most dominant 4 rounds that we've ever seen a challenger have. Taking no punishment whatsoever.
One self-believing warrior, right? Still suggested that he's got this and he'll find a knockout shot. 5th and final round to decide the undisputed UFC middleweight championship.
Look how fresh Khamzat looks.
Yep. Go ahead, John.
No, he has shattered the record for ground strikes landed in a UFC fight by more than 100. We got 5 minutes to go.
I love his corner telling him, you've got to get low. You've got to get low. Squat in your stance a little bit if you're DDP.
That's a good one, too.
Get low, give up on the kicks.
Oh, another one.
Too easy.
Unbelievable. Just unbelievable.
Hey, 30 seconds. All that striking, and it still just took him less than 30 seconds to get a takedown, and he's going to put him back in a crucifix.
Same position again. This is bananas.
Just caught a wry smile out of the eye of Arman Tsarukyan to our right in the corner of Khamzat Chimaev. Trying to find a finish here late against a guy who looks like he'll be the former champion soon in du Plessis.
Oh, look at that.
Americana.
See, Dricus is now trying to go 2 hands on 1. He should be trying to take a baseball bat grip over the arm when Chimaev reaches over to try to choke him. He should grab that wrist and hold it with 2 arms and then try to turn towards it, right there. Now he's got to keep that wrist. He released it. These are honestly just wrestling positions you learn when you were a kid. 2 hands on the wrist. Keep the wrist. Don't give it back. Chimaev just continuously takes his arm back and goes back to work.
Just incredible. And Dricus just does not have the energy once he gets to his feet to explode and separate.
Chimaev said this week 8 years of hard work and expenditure towards the ultimate goal, now less than 3 minutes away.
Dricus' coach was a bit frustrated in between rounds. You could see he didn't really know what to tell his student outside of you just gotta finish him. But you could sense, oh, there we go.
Oh.
Finally a moment late for the champ.
DDP does not give up on himself, man. That is crazy. Because most fighters, John, at this point would have turned over and let you submit him. Oh, guillotine.
Oh, man.
Chimaev urgently pops his head out.
Man, that was it. That was his opportunity. The one opportunity of the fight.
He went for it.
Yeah, he went for it, but maybe he should have maintained position.
Well, if Khamzat Chimaev can maintain position, he is going to be the undisputed UFC middleweight champion.
Dricus is going to get one more sprint. If Khamzat doesn't improve his position, Goddard's going to pick him up again. He'll get one more chance, I believe.
Yeah, you can stand him up here.
There it is, see? He's going to get one more chance.
Short protest from Chimaev, who felt like he was busy enough. Back to the feet with just over a minute to go.
Dricus is looking to kick again.
Late connection by Plessis.
Oh,
Wow.
oh, he's broke. He's got to take his legs back. Like, look at his left leg. It's so far back right now. Because Khamzat's going to take him down. Oh! Oh!
Plessis wisely goes for a late submission. Chimaev wise to it.
Dricus has got to be careful. He's trying to get that left hook in, but he doesn't have it, and he might fall off the top.
He's too high. Khamzat just needs to dip his right shoulder. But he's okay just sitting here. He knows it's short time.
Final seconds. Khamzat Chimaev has done it.
Wow.
Total domination, bell to bell, and we will soon hear and new undisputed UFC middleweight champion at long last, Chechnya's Khamzat Chimaev. Daniel, throughout your time as one of the all-time greats in the UFC, your foes would know what was coming, and they couldn't stop it. Some parallels to be drawn there. Nobody can stop the shot of this man, and he was at his suffocating best tonight.
I mean, he looked as good as you would expect him to look with his biggest opportunity. Double leg shot, get to the corner immediately, putting DDP down. Every round, John, I think Khamzat Chimaev scored a takedown with 30 seconds into the round. Every round, and then just controlled it. Dricus du Plessis really struggled from the bottom. I mean, here you go. Crucifix number 5, takedown number 11.
Hey.
Khamzat Chimaev had his way with one of the best champions we've seen in a really long time. But just pace, pressure, wrestling. Every time DDP thought he'd have an opportunity to strike, Khamzat would just take him down. Punch, shot, double leg, angle, take him down. I mean, it was beautiful. And there's no question we have a new champion. It's just a matter of what the scores look like. 50, 43, 50.
Yeah.
I mean, what do the scores look like?
What a moment for Khamzat Chimaev. This was the highest grossing event in United Center history. More than 20,000 witnessed Khamzat Chimaev's brilliance here tonight as we crown a new undisputed UFC middleweight champion. With the scorecards and the decision, here's Buff.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score this contest 50-44 for the winner by unanimous decision and new undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Khamzat
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We're gonna have a clean fight. Touch gloves and let's do it.
Yes, few things in pro sports quite like a UFC main event, title fight or otherwise. Sean Strickland, Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. Fluffy seemed to have the crowd on Friday. Perhaps Strickland has more supporters in here tonight. I guess it's neither here nor there.
Ready. Ready. Let's do it.
5 rounds if needed, number 4 versus number 3 in the middleweight division, Strickland in white, Fluffy in green.
So Fluffy, he was correct when he says the main weapon is the jab and it is the teep for Sean Strickland. But in this particular matchup, they are great weapons because it will stop the forward movement. Not necessarily, but on paper, it will stop the forward movement of Anthony Hernandez. Hard low kick to Hernandez.
Sean already very busy with that jab, using those front kicks. You know what you're going to get, but can you deal with it?
He's very awkward. When I used to spar with him, it's a very, very unique style. The positioning of his stance, the jabs, the movement. He even said himself this week, he spars a lot, but he doesn't get hit. Because he was talking about, you know, wanting to preserve his body and not get injured.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, you spar all the time, Sean. He's like, yeah, but I don't get hit. And I can tell you firsthand, he is very difficult to land on.
Only middleweight to have really had his number, Alex Pereira, and of course the former champion Dricus du Plessis. Strickland acknowledged that Fluffy takes damage well as Hernandez advances with a right hand. Strickland, though, derives a lot of confidence from that training room. Feels like, humbly, he has the better training partners.
Well, he exclusively pretty much fights 5-round fights.
Yeah.
Even when he's a co-main event against Paulo Costa, he's going 5 rounds. Good little uppercut from Strickland there as Fluffy came in.
That jab is already paying off for Strickland.
Good left hand by Fluffy. You mentioned Michael Strickland's style, hard to mimic and emulate. Of all the different styles that Fluffy has faced during this 8-fight winning streak, nobody really that's a comp for Sean, who landed a nice right hand.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sean's going for it.
Sean doing such a good job of fighting on his back foot, circling away from the fence, letting Fluffy come in and picking him apart with that jab, and then when the opportunity's there, letting go with the power shots.
Yeah, Strickland being more aggressive in that right hand, more than we normally see him.
Oh,
good combo there from Hernandez. This is what he wants.
Now, Sean's not easy to take down, and he's harder to hold down. So this is going to be interesting.
You can argue the cardio base is the best weapon of Fluffy Hernandez. He said repeatedly, I could beat most of the guys in this division on my cardiovascular base alone.
Yeah, but those jabs, they're racking up. Sean very aware there.
Oh,
little slip, a stumble. Is that a slip or?
Well, there were 3 consecutive right hands, but it looked like a slip.
Yeah, just from the angle, I couldn't see if it connected, but I could see Fluffy was swinging, and I saw Sean go down. We just had confirmation, just a trip. Good right hand from Fluffy.
And that's what Hernandez has got to do. He's got to string the punches together, too, because you know Sean's going to sit behind that jab. You can't just throw one back and forth with him. He's going to win that game.
Yeah, if you stand and trade and have a technical match with Sean, that's not Fluffy's strength. He has to pressure him. He has to eat the jab and then fire back with his own combinations. Got to make it dirty.
Fluffy's got to try to cut the cage off. He can't just let Strickland keep circling away as he's getting close to the fence.
And Sean had a lot of success early, but you feel your way into a fight and you take a few shots, and then that's when you start, you know, the risk assessment kind of goes out the window, and, you know, you say, all right, we're in it.
flurry by Fluffy. All right, 5 minutes down. We will go into the Hernandez corner, chiefed by Jim West. I think Fluffy enjoys competing in mixed martial arts at all.
There's a picture online of him taking a shot from Roman Dolidze, and he's just got this devilish grin on his face.
On round 2 of a possible 5.
Ref didn't even try to put him back behind the black line. He let him go.
Strickland apparently just said, you know, for a Mexican, I like you. Typical Sean Strickland.
Good front kick by Strickland.
In the corner of Hernandez saying, listen, when you pressure him, that's when you're having success, and they're absolutely right.
Nicely defended there by Strickland. Lands a right hand of his own.
That's a good shot. Sean has such tremendous awareness, though. He knows when he's backing up against the fence. He knows that he's got to circle away from it. Just stays so composed.
Nice right hand counter over the top by Hernandez.
And this is where Fluffy's corner really wants him to start going. They want feints here. They want some level changes and then go with his big punches. That's where they think he'll be able to fit in for potential takedowns. He's got to pick it up just a little bit. If he fights at this pace, that's a trap with fighting Sean Strickland. He kind of lulls you into this back and forth little battle, but he's throwing more.
Nice jab by Strickland. Good leg kick by Hernandez.
Good circle, good movement there from Strickland.
There's that jab again from the former champ. Hernandez counters to the body.
Takedown defense holding up. And I was talking about this earlier this week. If Sean continues to defend the takedowns, will Fluffy then just abandon the takedown attempt? Because if he does that, he loses one of his main weapons, and it just becomes essentially this, a boxing match.
Coach Dean Thomas, what he's seen through a round and a half.
Yeah, tonight the jab is on point for Sean Strickland, and what he does with that, and what the best use of it is he controls the tempo with that, and he chews up so much time on the clock. And before you know it, the round is over, and you done ate 40 jabs. Fluffy has to get past that jab. The way he's going to do it, he's just got to crash in. He's got to eat a couple, just crash in, push Sean Strickland up against the fence to see if he can't get him down or make something happen.
All right, thanks, Dino. Let's check in with Jim West, Tom Fallon, Ryan Loder, Elliot Kelly, Team Fluffy.
Level changes to get in. Levels, fakes. Fakes, fakes. Yep, warning track, behind the punch, behind that cross.
Go to the chest.
To the chest, Ant.
Nice, follow through.
With the 2, slip inside, look for the overhead.
Switch up.
No, you gotta come behind the punches. He's running. He's gonna circle out to his left.
Good 1-2 by Strickland.
Yeah, he's
Hernandez
definitely
to the body.
Strickland letting the right hand go more than what he usually does here.
And his movement, I mean, sometimes we've seen Strickland get caught there where Plessis was able to use his wrestling when he had Sean on the outskirts here, but he's just circling off beautifully and then getting right back behind that jab. And like you talked about, Michael, dropping that right hand more often.
And anytime Fluffy goes forward and tries to swarm him, Sean's just not there to take the shots.
They separate from the clinch. 40 ticks to go in the round. Very clean, thoughtful fight so far for the former champ. Nice combination by Strickland.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Lands the right hand again.
Oh. 10 minutes down. Just like that, round 3, Sean Strickland in white, Anthony Hernandez in green.
Well, the corner of Strickland predicted something different. There was a head kick attempt from Fluffy.
Strickland moving into second all-time behind Max Holloway in terms of significant strikes landed in UFC history.
Fluffy clipped him there.
Good answer by Strickland with the double jab.
He just stays so busy with that jab, and then he moves his feet. He gets out of the way, and he resets. He doesn't just stand there and exchange back and forth. He's putting volume on him right now. And this is once Hernandez gets there, that's when he's got to really try to desperately stay in there, get in his face.
But it's the movement of Sean, though. He's constantly retreating, and not in a cowardly way. He's being very smart with his footwork. He backs up, he circles, he's not there to be attacked or countered. Then he stands his ground, pumps a couple of jabs, and then repeats the process.
Social media posts tonight brought to you by Threads. For conversations happening inside and outside the octagon, take it to Threads.
Double underhooks. It's going to get harder as they get sweatier. The fight progresses.
Sean, he did say maybe try to mix in some wrestling
He said in the
himself.
fighter meetings that he might wrestle in this fight. He said, I spent so much time doing jiu-jitsu and wrestling.
Oh! Shot to the body.
Oh!
Now a left hand and an uppercut. Anthony Hernandez on the ropes in round 3. Oh, left hand now from Strickland.
Fluffy is hurt. Big uppercuts.
Oh, Sean Fluffy.
Sean's all over him.
And that's it.
There it is. Sean Strickland halts the Fluffy winning streak at 8. Wow.
Wow.
Sean Strickland by TKO in round 3.
And what a performance.
Man, he turned it up. He turned it up
when
tonight.
The time was right, when he saw the opportunity, that's when he let it go. Stayed disciplined, intelligent footwork, a precise, beautiful job. And then when it was time to finish, he went in.
And you know, I think this is what everyone has wanted from Sean Strickland. He goes and uses that jab, and we've seen Hernandez get hurt to the body in past fights. He's worked through it in some of them, but look at this knee, right up the middle, right into the solar plexus, and you see him immediately grab his stomach. He was hurt bad there. Let's take one more look. Oh man, beautiful knee from Sean Strickland. And then once he had him hurt, he went all in on getting this finish tonight.
And that's the thing about Sean. When he knows you're hurt, he's one of the best finishers. Look at what he did against Israel Adesanya. He didn't get the finish, but he dropped him with that right hand and then just swarmed all over him. This right here, these uppercuts just brutalizing him, one after the other. Fluffy goes down. A few more shots just for good measure. Sean Strickland
one of the best
does it again.
We've seen in a long time from Sean Strickland.
Still here, and there's the reaction. Danny Davis, Eric Nixick. A lot for the Extreme Couture team to smile about tonight. All right, one final time tonight. Here's Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 33 seconds of round number 3. Declaring the winner by TKO, Sean
Khamzat Chimaev minus 225. Robert Whittaker comes back at plus 185.
I asked Chimaev, I said, Did you learn in the Usman fight that you cannot just press these guys so early because they're championship level fighters? He goes, no, brother, I'm going to get this dude.
Early shot from Chimaev and a sprawl from Whittaker.
He just shoots, like, he takes real shots. He goes across the octagon and shoots that double leg so fast.
And this is what we expect from Chimaev. He starts fast, intense, usually gets a guy down almost immediately. Whittaker knew he was going to have to deal with this at some point in the fight.
All ear, all ear.
Being mindful of the rear naked choke attempt here from Chimaev. He's got half his hip on that fence. That right hip of Whittaker is along the fence. He's keeping that there so that Chimaev can't fully get around to the back, but he's working on it.
Now he's got his back. Whittaker's got to grab something, get a grip, grab a hand, try to keep Chimaev from controlling him.
Whittaker doing a nice job posting and not grabbing the fence, but certainly feeling some of that Khamzat Chimaev suffocation early.
Chimaev is so strong, man. Every time I'm around this guy, he grabs him. It's amazing how strong he is for being so small. He's only about 200 and some pounds naturally, but he feels so much heavier. But Whittaker right now needs to just relax. Don't do anything fast. Everything needs to be measured and smart so that he doesn't make any mistakes.
Yeah, you can tell he's taking his time. He doesn't want to rush up and allow. There was one hook. He's got them both. No, Whittaker fell off the other hook.
He got it out. Now he's got it.
Nice scramble by Whittaker to escape.
Back down. And that's the thing, Chimaev is going to make Robert work for as long as he can. Now, can Rob withstand this initial burst that he gets from Chimaev?
A lot of fans and pundits felt as though this would be the night upon which we find out just how good Khamzat Chimaev is. So far, pretty good through half a round.
He's been able to implement his game plan beautifully. Wrestling, control. It'll be on Robert Whittaker to make sure that there will be some failed takedown attempts. You got to put doubt in the mind of Khamzat Chimaev.
Whittaker certainly was not blind to the fact that he would get taken down at some point in this fight.
All ear, fighter. Hit the ear.
But he has not been submitted in the UFC.
Oh! Close. No, he's got to be careful not to get flattened out.
Whittaker was submitted one time pre-UFC at welterweight 13 years ago back in 2011, never at 85. Chimaev taking his time, maybe trying to get an elbow home right on the ear he lands.
He
tapped! Still undefeated! And likely coming to a title fight near you! Khamzat Chimaev is that good!
Is that how strong that grip is?
I have no idea. He tapped fast. It wasn't under the chin, it was on the neck. Oh, Robert's pointing to his face. Holy cow.
So some sort of face crank, the submission in round one.
Wow.
Khamzat Chimaev, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I think he messed up his jaw.
Declaring the winner by submission and still undefeated, Khamzat Chimaev.
God bless. Adesanya couldn't back away fast enough. No glove touch between these two middleweight contemporaries. All right, here we go with our middleweight championship fight. Strickland is in the white. Israel Adesanya wearing the red for the first time in his UFC career.
Is he changing it up? Red shorts. We saw him in the blue last time, I believe.
Yep. Strickland repeatedly acknowledged to us how difficult he thought the first 10 minutes of this fight could be.
And this is where Sean's going to try to be all fight, all night long, try to be right in the grill of Adesanya. He does reach with his hands to try to find his distance. And then he tries to go. The one thing Strickland will not do is tire. But Adesanya will constantly give him this. Feints and fakes to try to back him up.
Inside leg kick for Strickland, not much on it.
Sometimes the heavy feint game of Izzy isn't always entirely appreciated when he does it for long stanzas, but facing a guy like that can be exhausting because you're just constantly reacting.
Yeah,
you're so on edge. Exactly. And you can see Sean already. I mean, his defensive structures are so unique to the way that he fights. We saw him struggle with reacting to the feints in the Pereira fight, but I feel like he's learned a lot from that and is probably a better fighter coming into this fight because of it.
Just like with everything else in his life, the downs have allowed for him to rebuild and be better for it. And he's going to try to use what happened against Pereira to benefit him in his fight with Adesanya. One thing he cannot do is he cannot reach for the punches of Izzy. That is what ultimately got him caught by Alex Pereira.
Strickland just out of range with that right hand. 2 minutes gone by round one.
One of the things that Izzy does so well right here, the way that he physically controls the air between he and his opponent. Whoever is hand fighting and has the high hand is winning in that moment, and he's preventing Sean from being able to use the jab, which is one of his best weapons.
Eric Nixick, Danny Davis chiefing the corner of Sean Strickland.
Izzy's just constantly making reads. You wonder if Izzy is going to start popping that jab to the body, trying to bring the hands of Strickland down a little bit. Right now, Strickland's being very disciplined with his hands, trying to keep him up to make sure that he's not taking much damaging shots. Like right there, he blocked that one.
Disrupt that rhythm off that side.
He has such a unique way. His guard is unique. Do you see the way that he has sort of like this modified shoulder roll Philly shell? But when you fight in a Philly shell, normally you're very, very bladed, whereas Sean is extremely square, and it does at times present the opposite side of his face to where he's parrying.
And the kicks.
Yeah.
The kicks also. That's usually how you could take advantage of Strickland. Because he's fighting in that position, or a Philly shell type of fighter, the kicks are what normally will land for you.
Just like Cannonier.
Yes.
Very much took advantage of that.
There you go.
The champion measured early on. Right hand connection for Strickland. Adesanya counters with a jab.
You got to be careful when Izzy starts playing possum, though. That's exactly what he did against Pereira. He just shelled up.
Yeah, but not much has happened, right? So when Izzy starts to play possum, if Strickland can just get active, you might win the round.
Pull counters.
Adesanya attacks that lead leg. Strickland appeared to raise it to check under a minute to go in the round.
And hopefully Sean Strickland didn't blow too much in that exchange.
He will not get tired. I heard stories that Strickland is sparring 15, 20 rounds in preparation for this. But he's got to stay patient. He's got to stay to the game plan because Adesanya will now be a little bit more aggressive in his approach.
So a wild end to round one has changed the complexion of this middleweight championship main event. We'll see the extent to which Adesanya has recovered. Well, some observers may not have liked the body language from Sean Strickland walking out, perhaps looking a little bit nervous, but he has been focused from moment one of this championship fight.
Yeah, I was one of them. I thought he looked a little tense on the wall.
Sean Strickland's a man on a mission is what that was. One of the things that standing so upright like Sean Strickland allows him to do is check those leg kicks pretty effectively.
He has done a good job of checking kicks.
Either checking or just not being there, which is even better.
I mean, he's just constantly on the pressure. He's on the pressure, but he's being very measured in the way that he's attacking Adesanya. It's when you get desperate and start throwing too much is when Izzy finds his shots.
Yeah, but Sean never fights like that. He will, even when he sees the finish coming, he's very measured in the way that he follows it. The Magomedov fight, he didn't rush that whatsoever. He just allowed the finish to come to him.
And watching Adesanya, he gets right back to fighting in the way that you expect him to, right? Back on the feints, back on the popping and moving. You just imagine or wonder how much did getting knocked down affect him, because I can't imagine he expected Strickland to get anything off on him in that way.
Oh, that's as clean a right hand as we've seen Adesanya absorb.
For sure.
Well, the story on Sean Strickland is that he doesn't have the most powerful hands either, so you come into a fight not necessarily expecting to meet that level of power.
Dude, I watch this sport, and I'm always like,
so
how
crazy.
much I love it.
So crazy.
I just love MMA, man. It is the best.
Eric Nixick looking for Strickland to use some feints to get his way inside. Big right hand over the top now for the champ.
Is he still in this sort of figuring out process as well? He's making reads, but he's having to deal with a lot of offense as he's making them.
I just actually saw him make a smirk at Sean Strickland after he landed the right hand. It feels like he's starting to kind of find Strickland now, like he's settling into the fight a little bit. Strickland has to find a way to interrupt that before Adesanya starts to flow too much.
Adesanya working off that jab effectively here midway through round two. Now the low leg kick. Good shot to the body by Adesanya. And now a low leg kick is there as well.
That was a beautiful jab there by Strickland. That's one of his best shots, Laura. That straight jab, it's fast and it's very powerful.
Yeah, he lives and breathes by that jab, and that allows him to operate in this really, what is it, a close distance, especially. Oh, big shot from Adesanya.
Yeah, Adesanya's starting to get reads on him. Strickland's better do something to try to change this.
Good response thus far in this round by the champ, under a minute now to go.
And that's exactly what you expect from Israel. We talked about how he's lived in these moments, and all these moments have not been great or easy for him. He's had to deal with adversity, and once again he's showing how he sits on that stool, takes a minute and resets. And now he's winning this round.
Nice job defensively there by the champ as well, Laura.
I was just going to say, I love how Izzy switches stances as he retreats. A lot of times that opens up the body kick or the head kick for him as he floats back into southpaw. Looking to fake a spin.
Good jab and a right hand by Strickland late in the round. 10 minutes in the can, potentially 15 to go.
Eric Nixick also calling to get a little bit of grappling going, at least show the grappling, get him thinking about something else other than this beautiful jab.
Well,
Yeah, late round grappling, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, Johnny said that when he throws the jab, it lands. He's just not throwing enough. He threw 31 in round 2. It's going to take a little more than that to take the belt off Adesanya. Strickland does a really good job of seeing the kicks and just kind of stepping back half an inch, making Izzy miss.
He's so hard to hit clean. I mean, that's what Sean does so well, is you can touch him, but you're not touching him with much because he's deflecting everything with his hands and with his shoulders and with his posture.
There are the numbers. You see the efficiency from Sean Strickland, but not much in terms of output in round 2.
Well, and Adesanya's accuracy, I mean, way down from what we've seen him again. I mean, Sean's just so good at defensively forcing his opponents to, miss.
Well, just being on your heels the entire time is not fun.
No.
Never getting an opportunity to control the engagement.
Strickland seeing things pretty well defensively, but Adesanya mixing up his targets here, round 2. 3, excuse me. Not really much in sequence nor combination for Strickland. Trying to create an angle here.
Strickland's defenses are on point right now, but it's got to be more offensive. Adesanya will win on activity if Strickland continues to just follow him without putting much activity out.
Right hand landed for Izzy, and then a counter right partially for Strickland.
That lead leg question mark of Israel Adesanya is tremendous. Super tricky the way that he throws it.
Strickland just out of range with that right hand, sort of a pedestrian round through 3 minutes.
And it's a round that each of them can win. 4 of 16 for Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland is doing.
Left hand down home for Strickland.
I think I saw Izzy made a little bit of a face at the end of that one. I think that one got through a bit.
All right, so here's that 90-second mark. We'll see if Strickland, and you just heard the imperative from Eric Nixick. We'll see if we see some grappling out of Strickland late in the round. Strong jab there from Strickland. Body shot on the left hook. Strickland taking advantage of some moments late in the round.
Landed a good left hook there.
And you may have caught Eric Nixick dropping that all-important word, optics, in a close round.
Yep, he's on that word, right? In a very close round. Like stuff like that jab, and that was a good jab.
Yeah.
He said that's why he felt like he lost the Jared Cannonier fight. He outstruck Jared on the numbers, but he felt it was the optics. And the fact is that the scoring criteria does, to some extent, favor a power puncher. It's the big shots that are going to get you the most points.
But you can certainly argue the bigger shots in this third round were landed by the challenger.
Absolutely. This one is getting very tight.
All right, championship rounds. Israel Adesanya, Sean Strickland. Scorecards could very well be all over the place, at least in that third round. 10 minutes to decide it.
Let's throw up some of those scorecards from the internet like we usually do so we can get an idea of what's going on because, man, it's a close fight. And if you think it's 2-1 Sean Strickland, that is not a bad read.
No.
Because he landed some good shots in the second round. But you heard Eric Nixick. I'm so nervous, man. Eric Nixick was saying we didn't come here to lose a boring decision. Get after him. It's like I'm in there fighting again.
Seems like a lot of the scores out there are 2-1 Strickland. We'll populate some of those for you now. Adesanya goes high, partially blocked by Strickland.
Wow.
Gotta counter that on. You gotta move. Yep,
I didn't expect the majority of them. You know, usually it's kind of everywhere. But if Strickland won that third round, he cannot have another round like round 2 where he just didn't do much.
He needs to start countering immediately off the kicks of Adesanya because there are moments where Israel's open as he's finishing the kick process.
I think Izzy needs to kind of set on something a little bit. He's moving a lot right now. I think Adesanya needs to put something on Strickland to try to back Strickland off of him.
Well, and he's so good when he operates in the pocket like he did against Robert Whittaker. Israel Adesanya can land power from strange angles when his body, right here, exactly like that.
And a big left hand counter from Strickland.
Sean Strickland!
My goodness, Sean Strickland landed a big left hook there.
And now a right hand partially gets through. Adesanya's body language not great as he presses forward and lands a right hand. Good body kick by the champ. But I think we're all feeling the tension of this title fight here. 3 minutes to go, round 4.
And like you said, Izzy was a minus 600 favorite. Gosh. Massive number. That jab of Strickland, it must be very long because it gets to Adesanya even when Adesanya is leaning back. And that's a position that Izzy does and not many can really pull off.
And look at those numbers in terms of the misses forced upstairs by Sean Strickland. Adesanya's missed over 100 attempts to the head.
Man.
That was wild. I don't think, off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody else who has made him miss this much.
Oh, good combination from Strickland. Didn't look like possum playing there.
It just seems like when Sean lands, there's more to it than when Adesanya lands.
Sean would be smart to mix it up, maybe go to the body once Izzy starts guarding up like that, showing up.
Oh, nice switch to right hand there by the champ.
That was beautiful.
Strickland stalks and lands a jab. Good body kick from Adesanya. But the champ just hasn't consistently found that flow state, and Strickland deserves credit.
That's what he does. He just makes guys uncomfortable, and he forces them to operate in a way that's outside of their natural style. He does it to almost everybody.
You don't want to fight like this. I don't care how good a counter striker you are.
Right.
You don't want to be on your heels the entire time. Nope. Especially with a guy in front of you that's in a bit of a Philly shell.
It's tiring to fight off the back foot as well, especially, I mean, when you think about the hours of training for Israel Adesanya, how many hours do you think he spent going backwards consistently for 4 rounds?
It's been 4 rounds of this fight for sure. Izzy has not been able to dictate to Sean Strickland. And that has allowed Sean Strickland to not only be in this fight, but possibly winning this fight.
Yeah. And I know some fans have wondered aloud if eventually, as both guys land there, the breakneck schedule of Adesanya would one time catch up with him.
You said he was a minus 600 favorite, John?
Yeah, well,
minus 675 at close.
Those live numbers don't look like that anymore. I'll tell you that much.
This is a sport that will make fools of anyone.
Yep. You can never think you know.
Waning seconds of round 4. Strickland lands a jab, now kicks the body. To the final round we go. Fifth and final round to decide the undisputed UFC middleweight championship. And if you would have told Sean Strickland he wouldn't have a scratch on him at the beginning of this fifth round, he would take that every day of the week.
And I'm literally, I'm thinking about the fight, and it could be 2-2, it could be 1-3, it could be 3-1 Strickland.
No idea.
And if it's 3-1 Sean Strickland and he's winning 3 rounds against Israel Adesanya, nobody would ever expected that. Dude, there was some frustration and worry in the corner of Israel Adesanya. He said he can't find his jab. Eugene Behrman told him he's going to have to take some risk, but there is no risk in him throwing the right hand.
Champ, I find it hard to believe Adesanya could be leading 3-1 on any cards. You never know.
You just never know, but I'm just saying. I'm just throwing all options out there.
Fair.
But I can't imagine it's 3-1 Adesanya. Honestly, I think it's 3-1 Strickland.
Yeah. Looked like Adesanya was loading up and partially caught Strickland's arm.
I mean, Sean Strickland's defense, when he reaches with his arms, it makes Izzy, his right hand, miss, because he hits him on the arm and the shoulders.
The way that he hides behind his shoulder, I mean, no one does it the way that Sean Strickland does it in MMA. It's a boxing thing, but you just don't see it that often in this sport that someone does it so effectively. And what I love is Sean is still pressuring. I mean, he may believe he's up on the scorecards, but he's not going to fight any different.
Well,
he's not going to play it safe and start skating around.
He can't, Laura. If he allows Izzy to start dictating to him, he's going to get in trouble. He's got to continue to do what's allowed for him to get ahead in this fight.
Well, 100 pay-per-views ago in Melbourne, Australia, Holly Holm turned in the biggest upset in UFC Women's Championship history. Might we be in store for more history, 100 pay-per-views later tonight?
Man. I guess I'm just amazed that Strickland has found a way to make Adesanya play the mouse the entire time.
He has.
He has never allowed for him to play the cat.
One of the things he's done really well is the way that he's hacky-sacking against those calf kicks. That's been an issue for Sean in the past, and he's not allowing Izzy to have much success when he's attacking the calf.
You know, we talk about Sean Strickland and some of the things that he went through in his life, right? And how he said that it helped him to become the man that he is. He got knocked out by Alex Pereira. He went and trained with Alex Pereira. So this is a man that, no matter what you feel about him, he is always trying to improve himself.
Yep.
And he will humble himself to do that.
Takes a big ego check to be able to go learn from the person who knocked you out.
And let us also acknowledge that he put his number 4 ranking on the line against an unranked Alex Pereira when no top 5 middleweight contender was willing to do that.
Izzy just landed a good right hand. And now Strickland landed a good jab there. Izzy's gonna have to let it get a little dirty now.
Yeah, seems like Izzy understands the urgency of the moment. Just over 2 minutes to go.
Izzy's gonna have to stand on the coin, man. He's gonna have to stop moving.
Oh, good jab from Adesanya.
High-low, Eric Miksic asking for Sean Strickland to vary his targets.
You know what's crazy is Sean Strickland, outside of those push kicks, hasn't thrown 1 kick.
Oh, I know.
He's boxing the entire time.
He has a jab and a 2, and he's winning a championship fight with it.
And there's that jab again, 90 seconds to go.
Against one of the greatest strikers you've ever seen inside the octagon.
And nary a takedown attempt from Sean Strickland, who lands another jab and partially connects with a right hand. That right hand got the champ's attention.
And it doesn't look like he's doing much, but look at how beat up Izzy is. Izzy's face is battered, man. And Strickland doesn't even look like he's breathing hard. Izzy's bloody and he's swollen. The champ is gonna have to sit and throw, man. He's gonna have to fire.
We've seen Izzy, sorry John, stepped right over you. I was gonna say we've seen Izzy in these tough spots before, though. The Calvin Gastelum fight brings back memories.
Oh, good connection by Strickland. And once again, Adesanya on the retreat. "30 seconds to go."
This is crazy. This was not how I expected this fight to play out. And now Strickland's talking to him. Holy cow.
Strickland flapping gums late. Final 10 seconds. Adesanya lands a kick to the body. Likelihood. Sean Strickland has produced one of the biggest upsets in UFC Championship history. We await the all-important scorecards, but Sean Strickland, in all likelihood, is heading back to the United States of America as the undisputed middleweight champion of the world.
Sean Strickland just came to Australia and won. I cannot believe it. She beat him bad.
My jaw is open right now. Sean Strickland is exactly who he said he was.
My goodness, Larasenko. I mean, I'm looking at, I'm literally like, seriously, I love to talk and I have no words because that was a fantastic performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this contest 49-46 for the winner by unanimous decision, and new undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Sean Khamzat.
Jason Herzog. Khamzat Chimaev with that famed look in his eye, trying to take out a former champion for the first time in his career. Kamaru Usman is in the white. Khamzat Chimaev is in black. Co-main event is underway.
This is a very important part to this fight, the early fight for Kamaru Usman. Khamzat changes levels here, gets to a single. Usman defending effectively right now, but Chimaev's got to move it.
Chimaev right away wants to test the wrestling, huh?
That was a big question. Could Usman defend the takedowns? Chimaev gets the first one.
And you know, this is smart too on other levels, other than just wanting to test the wrestling.
Yep.
He's also going to wear on the tank.
Yes.
That is potentially not where it should be if he had a full training camp. Already almost getting it back.
He's got double mount. Now Usman's flattened out. Usman's got to move.
Big shots from Chimaev. Usman covering up. And now Usman bucks. Chimaev stays on the back.
But Usman's got to be very careful here, because if he leaves a submission out there, Chimaev will jump on it. Khamzat Chimaev has full back control very early in this fight.
Yeah, he's trying to base up here a little bit. He's in a bit of a better position here than he was. He was on the brink of being completely flattened out, but now he's got to watch his neck.
When you're in this position, you cannot get flattened out. Most times you will roll to your back, then come back to your knees.
Yeah.
But with Chimaev on top of you, it's too dangerous to go to your back because he's so good in the ground and pound.
Chimaev controlling that right wrist of Usman now.
And you see Usman wants to clear one of those legs from being in, but Chimaev having no part to that.
And doing a really good job of controlling the wrist, not letting him use his hands to build his base.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting a little high now.
Yes, he is.
Falling off a bit here.
Now Usman's got to swim. He's got to think wrestling back in the day. Take that left shoulder back toward his left hand goes between his legs, and he's got to dip the shoulder to let Chimaev fall over the top. Now Chimaev's back.
Usman certainly staying measured here defensively as we cross the midpoint of round one.
And he had to have known, John, that this is going to be the start that Chimaev was going to try to approach. He's going to try to just swarm him.
Yep. And he is doing a good job of not taking any big damage on the shots.
Right. Couple nice shots there from Chimaev.
Good elbow.
That elbow.
That was a good one.
He's going to get a body triangle here. Gotta watch his neck standing up here.
Yeah, that's where the trouble comes. Oh, he's got to keep fighting the top hand.
Oh, man, this is getting close.
Chimaev staying on it. Now it's starting to get tougher. Usman's got to fight the hand.
Oh,
Chimaev switches up the arm now. Oh, he gets slammed down by Usman.
Ooh, that was fast. Usman recognized that was going to get real tight.
It was like, I got to do this now or never.
Right.
But now he's flattened out, though, Paul.
This is bad.
I mean, Chimaev is doing such a phenomenal job of controlling Kamaru Usman on the ground right now. And we've never seen this. This is only the second time Kamaru Usman's gotten taken down in his career. And while Leon Edwards got him down and did have some control, he never put him in any danger.
Not like this, not putting Kamaru in survival mode here.
Well, that's exactly what he's in. Get to the end of the round and get a fresh start.
Chimaev making a lot of these shots late in the round count.
Yep. But now you know why Usman didn't stand up earlier in the round.
Yeah, because he knew he was going to throw that choke in right away. Now Usman, at least free of this super dangerous spot where he could be flattened out or even get the body triangle put around him. He's got a base now. He can maybe survive to the second round and hope to get a better start.
Chimaev is impressive, man.
Oh,
he is impressive.
So aggressive.
Oh, my goodness, he's impressive.
Usman covering up now late in the round. But he will survive to see a round two. The jiu-jitsu coaching and the grappling coaching for Kamaru Usman.
Ready, fight.
Round two, Chimaev in the black, Usman in white.
Usman has got to defend a takedown. He cannot get taken down early in this round. It would just be deflating for him to end up back on his stomach for another 4.5 minutes.
Perhaps Usman trying to manage that gas tank too a little bit early, round two.
Yeah, still recovering a bit, because that's just exhausting when you've got somebody in your back like that trying to flatten you out, threatening chokes the entire time.
And I asked Chimaev, I said, do you attack Kamaru Usman like you do all these other guys? He goes, brother, what else would I do?
Right.
It's what he does, and he'll fight in that way every single time.
Nice low leg kick from Usman. Chimaev switches up the stance.
Usman's got to keep his back off the fence because Chimaev will then level change. Chimaev's doing a really good job of moving his head and shoulders, switching up the looks that he's giving Kamaru.
Usman with a level change. Now he lands a shot.
Love that Kamaru reached down for the leg just to give Chimaev the idea that the wrestler may be coming back in his direction.
Yeah, he wasn't even thinking about a takedown there. He just wanted to get it in his head.
Under 3.5 here to go in round two. Perhaps good enough for a 10-8 for Khamzat Chimaev in round one.
Big body kick.
And we are watching a Khamzat Chimaev that has evolved in a sense of he's taken a much more mature approach to the way that he's fighting this fight against Kamaru Usman. So while he may not tell you that he respects him, you can tell that he does in the way that he's fighting him.
And after a dominant first round, could be 8 minutes away from a guaranteed title shot, so perhaps some risk mitigation as well. Nice low kick from Chimaev.
But if you're Kamaru, the one thing that Gilbert Burns did to find success is took chances. Gilbert took a lot of chances, and by taking those chances, he did take damage, but he put Chimaev in some spots that we had never seen him in before.
Yeah, he was aggressive with coming back with the strikes. Oof. Kamaru's got to try to do something here.
I'd like to see Usman actually try to get a takedown.
Good straight right hand from Usman, coming up on 2 minutes here to go round two.
Usman is having success in the striking. The one area in which Usman is probably happy is that the activity level is not crazy high.
Sure.
So they're going tit for tat right now.
Right, 5 significant strikes landed for Usman unofficially, just 7 on 18 attempts for Chimaev thus far.
Is it interesting that Chimaev has completely slowed the pace here in the second? Do you think he potentially has worn himself a bit in the first?
Sure.
It's very odd for me to be watching how much slower he has approached round number 2. Because by taking his foot off the gas a little bit, he's allowing for Kamaru Usman to be in the round. After round 1, we had no doubt who won. But I mean, one big explosion from either guy right now, and you would think that they're ahead in round 2.
Usman saw that head kick coming. Again, a feinted level change slash shot there from Usman.
It makes me wondering if he's trying to feint these takedowns to set up a right hand, John.
There it is, Paulie. On cue, a jab and a beautiful right from Usman. And now a low leg kick.
Yeah, that was a nice calf kick there from Kamaru. If he can keep this fight going at this pace.
Yep.
However, though, if it was a 10-8, he's got a lot of work to do.
Can certainly argue he's winning round 2 through 4 minutes.
And it would be a 10-8 based on duration of the control, because while Khamzat did have control and threw the... Oh, what a shot! Beautiful shot by Chimaev. I mean, his timing on his takedown entries are very impressive.
But why not sooner, DC? Why not sooner in the round?
I think just kind of knowing that it would take a lot of energy to control Kamaru Usman as he did in round 1. And I mean, he got this takedown with 30 seconds left in the round. Usman's holding on to the chest wrap. So Chimaev stuck there, but he did get the takedown.
Usman came in 97% takedown defense, had only been taken down once, 3 times tonight by Chimaev, who now pops his head out.
Crazy.
Just like that, 10 minutes down, 5 remain.
Ready?
Well, Paul, Khamzat Chimaev may be the cardio king, but the man with all the championship experience is on the other side and looking to be pretty fresh here, start around 3.
Yeah, I mean, that was the pace that he wants this fight to be at, but he gave up that takedown at the very end of that round, which was a close round. There's one. Got out of the way of that one. He's got to land some strikes, though, in between these.
That's what Trevor Whitman was telling him. He said, throw. You got to go forward. He goes, you cannot just stand in front of him. He goes, because then he'll shoot. Chimaev's corner wants him to wrestle more early, but Whitman and Hoof think if Usman can close the distance and stay in that range, Khamzat Chimaev goes backwards every time.
Usman reaching out, partially landed that lead hand.
Chimaev's corner wants the right hand. They feel like that could be available too.
Fight just feels like it's happening so quickly.
Yeah.
Just 21 combined significant strikes have landed. Big right from Usman now. And now Chimaev opens up with a right hand.
Oh, nice D there from... Oh, he slipped.
Every time Usman defends a takedown, it's more confidence.
Stiff jab by Usman there.
He took 1-2 from Chimaev. I thought that one might have affected it.
But this is so much better work here from Kamaru. He wants it to be a bit more of a striking battle. Clearly, Chimaev, nice jab again.
And how about Kamaru Usman on 2 weeks' notice, going hard round 3.
We have seen Kamaru Usman in these types of fights, like Colby Covington. He said he wanted this, and now he's taking the fight to Chimaev.
Oh, no. I don't think he should do that. I think he stays out in the boxing range, and he's going to do really well from here. Keep the footwork going like that. Chimaev has got to shoot. But I don't know where his energy's at right now, guys.
Inside leg kick for Khamzat Chimaev.
Kamaru Usman, when I asked him, is it you have to win this fight or, oh wow, Chimaev's in on a double leg here.
This is good for Chimaev here.
This is what he needed. Usman's got to get desperate here.
Tremendous pursuit on that takedown for Chimaev.
Chimaev is one of those guys that if he gets close to your leg, he can grab an ankle and he'll build his way up to your body to take you down. This is exactly what he needed.
So Kamaru Usman was getting the better of the exchanges on the feet, round 3, and now Chimaev's world.
What a tremendous show of maturity by Khamzat Chimaev to deal with the adversity that he was dealing with in this round and still go and find his position. Kamaru has got to get up. He cannot end the fight here on his back.
Usman preventing the mount nicely there. Under 2 minutes now to decide it.
The way to get out of here is to first get your left arm underhook. Get to your right hip and start to build your way back to a single leg if you're Kamaru Usman. If you're Khamzat Chimaev, it is perfect. He's flat on his back. You got him under control. Do not let him start to get up to a hip.
He's got the underhook.
Step 1. Step 2, get to that hip, get up to your elbow on the right side.
And protect your neck while you're doing it, though.
Chimaev is
Nice
recognizing
job
it, though.
using that.
Yep.
Yep, controlled the head there of Usman, not allowing him to get up to that hip any further.
1 minute now to go. Chimaev working on his 4th secured takedown on 12 attempts tonight. And if you're Usman, desperation time to try to leverage a hip, somehow, some way get upright.
I don't think it's going to happen, John.
No, Chimaev is so heavy on top. He's so heavy on top. And that is where you see a guy that has been dealing with the idea of going up and a guy that went up on 10 days. There it is. That was your escape.
He's got to pour on the pressure, though, Usman.
Usman is going to have to press now.
Final 20 seconds.
Usman's going to have to just go. Chimaev's just got to make the final bell now.
Chimaev raises the guard wisely. Usman loads up on a right hand.
Oh, they're swinging.
Oh, big
my
left hand
goodness.
lands for Usman late.
What a fight.
Tremendous fight. Khamzat Chimaev and Kamaru Usman go the distance here in front of an appreciative crowd in Abu Dhabi. What an effort by the former welterweight champion Kamaru Usman. And Dana White just said to Kamaru, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you for stepping up.
Oh, dude, that's a scary guy to take on short notice and to go all 3 rounds and be as competitive as he was.
Yeah.
Come on.
Amazing show, and that's what champions do. You know, this guy's been in there with the best in the world for a real long time, and it showed in that fight. But hats off to Khamzat Chimaev for not only fighting a champ, but fighting the way he did. He got to the mount early in round 1. Kamaru slams him. Chimaev still somehow maintained top position. Usman lands a beautiful jab as the fight goes longer. High kick, or body kick, sorry, from Chimaev here. Usman with the 1-2 puts Chimaev on his heels. Another right hand landed for Usman late. Chimaev gets a key takedown in round number 3. A lot of top control, and this is how the fight ended. 2 guys just letting it all hang out. Unreal.
Just swinging, man.
That felt a whole lot like a main event. We still got one of those coming your
that's
way.
what's crazy.
But Khamzat.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Derek clearly scores the contest. 29-27, Chimaev. Vito Paolillo scores it, 29-27. And David Lethaby scores it, 28-28. For the winner by majority decision, Khamzat Chimaev.
All right, gentlemen, you got your instructions earlier. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands. Let's touch gloves. Good luck.
Sean will make his opponent go first in that department as he readies for battle in his adopted home city of Las Vegas. Abus Magomedov, proud to be Russian-born, but proud to represent his home of Dusseldorf, Germany, where he moved at 15 years old. Second UFC appearance, but he has 30 fights to his name, 25 wins,
Sean,
20 of those inside the distance. This fight clock is brought to you by Toyo Tires, the official tire of UFC. Magomedov, the underdog in white, Sean Strickland in the black.
So what we're going to see from Sean is predominantly a jab attack, right? That's what he does. And then as he finds the open and he finds the rhythm and he feels safe, he starts to unload with the right hand. The left hook starts to swing a bit. But as we see here, Magomedov not giving him chance to do that.
Hate to see that early in the fight. It's never good, but 25 seconds in. Looks like it went to the left eye or the right eye, Strickland. Let's take right eye. Oh man, there's some redness too. There might be a little bit of residual damage on that.
Let's have a look.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It was the ring finger. I think it was the ring finger that got in, but I think both got a scrape.
Ooh, yeah, that was decent.
Oh man, he gave him
the old 1-2.
Yeah, not the 1-2 that we're after.
No.
All right, so the ringside position's coming in. I think I just heard Strickland say I can't really see.
Yeah, I think that's what he said as well, which would be devastating.
Let's use a cold compress like we talked about.
All right, 5 minutes to recover for Strickland, should he need it.
Stay with him.
Hey. Which is a brilliant rule change, by the way.
Like yes, it is.
Because that was only changed kind of recently. It used to be 5 minutes for a groin shot, but for an eye poke, you had to make a decision real quick. Can you continue? Fortunately, they made the change, as I said.
Yeah, and the pressure to make that decision, of course you want to continue, but...
I mean, it was completely accidental. We do have to be in control of our weapons. He will receive a stern warning, but it wasn't on purpose. The problem is the fingers are exposed because of the grappling. We all know this. Let's take another look. But, you know, the fingers are out there, you know.
Oh, that's straight out, yeah.
Yeah, that's a foul now.
Well, it is. The fingers have got to be facing the ceiling. You know what I mean? Because he wasn't even trying to punch.
Stay in the corner right here.
No, 2 minutes down, 3 remaining. He's saying it's blurry.
Yeah, he said it's double vision. I think we all know Sean Strickland is as tough as they come, but he's got to be smart about this. You don't want to.
You got to be smart what you say too.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you got to be very careful what you say. Yeah. One wrong word, you know, you might just say it in passing. You might just be not really meaning the words that come out your mouth. But if the doctor hears things like "I can't see," they'll call this off.
But do you go back into a fight with compromised vision, Michael Bisping?
Good. All right, stay here for me. He's good.
I know.
All right, here we go. We're on.
There we go.
Hey, up or fist. That's a hard warning.
Yep.
All right.
Well said by Mark Smith there.
Time in. Fight.
Now, Abus got off to a very aggressive start a moment ago at the start of the round. Left hook there. The front kick what he used last time. Sees the variety of attacks. And there's a lot of snap and explosion behind them.
Yeah, the kicking game of Abus is at the forefront of his striking, and it's gonna be up to Sean to figure out how to deal with those long weapons that Abus has.
Oh, Abus swinging big. Strickland in that unique style, Laura, that you talk about, able to block a lot of those looping shots.
His ability to see shots coming and to hand fight and to sort of, you know, use this almost like a modified Philly shell, which quite frankly in MMA is not necessarily advisable, but he makes it work for him. It's one of his best assets is his defense, but
that's a nice shot, though.
It can get him in trouble like it did in the Pereira fight.
Among active middleweights, he has the highest striking defense to Sean Strickland with that style. Bisping, go ahead, sorry.
No, you're fine, bud. I'm just saying Magomedov landed with that left hook a second ago. And jabs are all well and good, and they are effective, and they are the key to the door and massively underutilized in mixed martial arts. However, hooks, they're way more powerful. That's not to say you can't knock someone out with a jab. You can. You can break the nose. You can bust them up. But right now, Magomedov throwing with a lot of different attacks. Keeping Sean guessing. He's defending well, though.
Powerful shot there from Magomedov.
When you stand really straight up like that, like Sean does, though, it's really hard to move backward quickly. So if you can string together these longer combinations, that's when you're going to find it, because although he deflects so well with his hand fighting in the pocket, you can only maintain that so long if you're moving backwards.
That's a heavy low kick. Oh, and again. And that's another thing, because Sean stands so upright, it's a little harder to check. Lock that one with the hand. And so far,
starting to advance a little bit more.
Really nice jab there by Strickland.
Backs up Magomedov to the fence now. 2 minutes to go, round one.
And I think that's what he needs to do, is just really cram the offense of Magomedov, stifle him, stuff him, get in his face, and kind of crowd that kicking range if he can do it consistently.
yeah, but those body kicks, those teeps, he's driving the toes into the midsection. They're going to add up. They're going to slow down the breathing and just slow down the pace of Strickland as this fight progresses.
And if you remember from the Cannonier fight, it was the leg kicks and the body shots that really gave Sean issues in that fight as well.
Sean's doing a good job for the most part of blocking these big hooks. The hand placement is nice. He's using the hands to block them. But there's a head kick that gets through.
Biggest strike of the fight to this point, and now he follows it up with a change in levels.
85% takedown defense for Sean, but he gets taken down.
Yeah.
Oh, right. And now try to squeeze.
Got to be careful. I mean, we've always talked about it, that Sean's good on the ground. I remember the first time I ever trained with him, we did stand-up only. And he did okay, you know what I mean? But I was more experienced, so, you know, not saying anything. He goes at the end, he goes, hey, just letting you know, I'm even better on the ground. And I'm like, all right, buddy, relax.
Strickland passing the first ground test as he explodes to his feet pretty quickly after that.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to submit Sean Strickland. But in mixed martial arts, as I've been saying all night, you soften them up with shots first, opportunities are presented.
Well, a 5-round fight definitely favors Sean Strickland in his style, because he can do this pace, this sort of paper cut pace for 8 rounds, 10 rounds if he needed to.
Yeah, and certainly on the side of Magomedov, he's using way more explosive movements. You know, the pace what he's putting out here throughout 5 rounds would be hard to keep. Strickland is a much more economical style. Look, he's just throwing out little jabs here and there, taking his time. It's favored to 5 rounds. Magomedov is almost sprinting the entire time.
Counter shot there from Magomedov. Strickland and Magomedov head to round 2.
Right here, Sean.
Derek Nixick out of Extreme Couture. Pleased with the work that Strickland did in the first 5 rounds, considering the eye poke, considering it's a 5-round fight. They like the effort.
Yeah. I mean, I think what he's saying is, look, listen, we lost that round, okay? But more on volume, not necessarily a ton of damage scored against you. You're still calm. You're not getting outclassed. Yeah, you lost that round, but we got 5. We got 4 more. So let's not panic. There's
nice
a good 1-2.
And I think that's what Curtis was talking about. They wanted to double up the jab, and it led to this. Strickland starting to swarm a little bit and send a message. The body language not great as he stumbled along the fence.
The momentum has clearly swung in this fight. You can see Sean really starting to find the mark.
That 1-2 did a lot of damage. Magomedov, as you say, he's completely changed in posture. The look on his face, the confidence is gone.
Well, and he's breathing hard as well. And Sean, I mean, the exact same expression as the beginning of round 1.
Left body right there. Abu's left body right there.
That's a nice combination by Sean. And he does stay very calm in these situations. And again, countless hours of sparring that will do that. Nice combination. Abus Magomedov is going to be...
6 punches he's stringing together there.
He can't cover up like that. He can't go into a shell and just allow Sean to tee off. There's a good 1-2. Cuts right through the guard.
This feeling right here is what Sean Strickland lives for, knowing that the finish is starting to roll his direction.
Sean's very accurate now, landed almost at will. There's a fire back from Abus Magomedov, but again, the body language is not great.
I think Abus would be smart to start mixing in some level changes, look to clinch up.
Oh, the left hook just hurt him. He's going to be looking to see a 3rd round. Magomedov not looking good. Sean Strickland growing in posture, growing in confidence, putting together combinations. And Magomedov is on shaky legs.
Halfway through round number 2, and Strickland has Abus Magomedov on the ropes.
I think if Sean starts to vary his target a little bit, look for some uppercuts, look for some hooks. Right now he's just throwing these straight shots. And
Strickland is undeterred. You wonder how much steam Magomedov has in return, because Strickland...
looking good here. This is a beautiful combination. Strickland's on fire here now, having a great time. Magomedov rips to the body, but Sean says, no, thank you, let's go. Magomedov is looking very tired. He's looking hurt. He's looking like he wants a way out. He cannot wait for the end of this round to come. And on the flip side, Sean Strickland's having a whale of a time.
This 100 seconds is going to feel like an eternity for Magomedov.
It does, Brendan. It'll feel like a lifetime. Mark Smith, referee Mark Smith is taking a close look as well.
he looks like he has a wounded animal cornered right now to Sean Strickland.
If you look, all the snap, all the explosivity, all the power, confidence, everything, mentally, physically, it's all gone from Magomedov. He's got nothing left.
Oh my goodness, a grimace and a
Looking at the
huge
clock
breath
as well.
as he backs up. Strickland said, I want to turn him into a punching bag. He has largely done that in the second round.
Magomedov has been a punching bag.
It almost feels like Sean is playing with those food a little bit.
That's it, that's it.
Do it!
45 seconds.
Oh man, what are we waiting for?
It's done, it's over.
Continuing to hammer away.
Beautiful performance.
That's it! Sean Strickland
That's the best
by
one yet.
knockout in round 2.
That's his best performance yet.
Absolutely.
He said he'd show him a whole new level in the octagon, and that's exactly what he did.
I mean, he went out there, I mean, the first round wasn't looking good, but he took his time, you know, stayed calm, stayed composed, knew what he was capable of, and in the second round turned it on. I mean, let's take a look at this.
I mean, beautiful stuff from Sean Strickland right off the bat, and he has such a simple game. It's ones and twos, but it's the pressure and the volume and the relentless attack. As soon as he finds a weakness, he begins to chip at it and chip at it and chip at it, and eventually Abus Magomedov just had one direction to go, and that was out.
Last time he finished his opponent inside the distance was his second appearance in the middleweight division back in 2020, almost 3 years ago.
In comes officially 4 minutes, 20 seconds, round number 2. Referee Mark Smith steps in, puts a halt to this fight for your winner by TKO, Sean Strickland!
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We're gonna have a clean fight, touch gloves. Let's do it.
Let's go! UFC fans have been waiting about 24 hours, I guess, for this one, but Kevin Holland, Khamzat Chimaev. A lot of tension in this T-Mobile Arena as these two gentlemen get set to engage. Tonight's fight clock is brought to you by Timex, official time for UFC. Timex watches have taken a licking and keep on ticking since 1854.
Hey, that was a fast takedown.
Incredible.
Incredible. Well, I just started a new wrestling league with my friends called the P&L. I hope my kids take people down that fast. He shot as quick as any shot I've seen in a long time.
Phenomenal.
But Kevin Holland is giving him problems in the bottom by just moving. He's got to keep moving. It's loud in here.
Holland has closed the guard. Furious start to this one as expected.
Remember, this is a 5-round fight.
Yep.
And this is an incredible pace that Chimaev has started this fight out with.
He's trying to just overwhelm him.
Right, but he's emptying the gas tank very early.
A lot of wrestling.
A lot of wrestling. Tremendous amount of energy. Look at this darts attempt.
Yeah, watch the darts off this three-quarter Nelson. Chimaev's breathing heavy now.
Well, he's sprinting. He may go to the Japanese necktie.
Darts. Oh, it's in there.
He's got the darts. Kevin's getting his left shin involved to create space.
Kevin's a black belt, so he'll know how to handle himself here.
He's been here before.
Tight. This is tight.
I think he's slipping out.
He is slipping out.
Oh, but he's back on the bottom again. Now it's even tighter. Now it's even tighter.
Yeah.
Now he's going to hook the leg.
He's got to watch, not let him hook the leg.
He's hooked the leg. Kevin's in real trouble.
Nope, long as he can get his hips up.
Kevin's going to wind up on top. No, he rolls him over again. Amazing. Amazing control by Khamzat. But
this is just Chimaev floating with him.
But he's using a lot of energy here.
Yep.
Holland really wincing now.
He might tap. It looked like his right hand was breaking his tap.
Khamzat Chimaev disposes of Kevin Holland. How good is he?
That dude, hey.
To do that to Kevin Holland is unbelievable. And the way he did it, the pace, the speed, the takedown, everything.
You know what that is? That's just an ability. That's just knowing that the guy doesn't have anything for you.
Yeah.
The only way you empty the gas like that is just knowing I'm better than this dude and I'm going to get him out of there.
That's why he's such a terrifying talent.
Dude's scary, man.
Let's see this again.
Look at this shot right here.
It's incredible.
Look at Kevin didn't even react. That'd be like me shooting on Dana White. I would take him down so easy. This dude takes Kevin Holland down so easy. And then he just floats with him. And he's just wrestling him. And he just overwhelms him. He takes him down and makes him look like he has no idea what he's doing. And then once he got to the darts choke, he just kept going over and over and just staying in the position. So regardless of how many times Kevin tried to escape, Khamzat just kept following to the finish, Joe. He was so sure he was going to get it.
I mean, and constant pressure and squeezing, and the amount of there's the tap.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 13 seconds in the very first round. Declaring the winner by submission due to a darts choke, Khamzat Chimaev.
Minus 120 as the smallest of favorites, even money underdog for Sean Strickland. This fight clock is brought to you by Modelo. Allen in the red, Strickland in the black.
Straight away, Allen pushing forward, nice low kick, then had a 1-2. I'm really excited to see the striking improvements that he has since working with Henry Hooft. Look at
Adam
that.
Martin chiming in on Twitter, really likes this fight. Says he hopes we hear the Strickland smack talk, which we heard a couple of weeks ago when he fought on Halloween. Strickland was gabbing all fight while he was beating up Jack Marshman. Asked Brendan Allen was asked about that this week, and he said, with the way that I attack, he's not going to have any time or room to talk.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, the kind of pressure that Brendan Allen puts on people, I don't think he's going to be saying much. He's going to be too busy thinking about the fight. Shout out Jack Marshman, by the way, though. Tremendous display of heart there. Excellent fight. Kept coming forward the whole time, but look at this. Brendan Allen coming forward.
Oh, look out for the up kick.
A good takedown by Sean.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Caught the kick. Pushed him back.
Strickland goes into the guard of Allen.
And Sean's a very tricky customer on the ground. I remember the first time I rolled with him, I was very, well, I was caught off guard, pardon the pun, but look, Brendan Allen tried to hit the sweep there, almost got out round to the side and took the back, but Sean pushed forward to stay in top position.
Watch the hands on the mat, guards open. Good.
Nice work by Sean back, but Allen right to his feet.
Keep that hands down. Breathe in while we're working.
Sean Strickland, a native of California, but he's found a training home in Las Vegas with Syndicate MMA and John Wood in his corner. You heard the stern warning there for the fence grab.
3 minutes.
Yeah, Brendan needs to swing that arm over like he tried to do there to get the whizzer. And look at Sean, wisely gets that one hook in. gonna try and get the other one in, but gonna watch grabbing that fence. Came close again.
Yeah.
And Herb Dean does not mess around.
Watch his turn. Yep.
Strickland stays on the back there.
There you go.
Allen looking for a way out, now covering it up.
Yeah, he saw Sean kind of telegraphed that left hand there. Could have got it. Brendan saw it covered up nicely.
Allen escapes and pumps the jab and then follows it up with a leg kick. Oh, nice combination from Strickland.
Yeah, a lot of pop on that. Nice one, too. It's nice by Sean, you know. In the past, he was very elusive. He was on the back foot, moving around a lot. But now he's planting his feet and going forward, generating a lot more power in his shots.
And Strickland said that the biggest thing that's been holding him back in his career is that he doesn't always give his opponents the respect they deserve. Vows that's a thing of the past. Laser focused on Brendan Allen and looking pretty good early and reverses the position there.
Yeah, well, Sean also said, if I perform the way I do in the gym, in the octagon, I'll be champion of the world. And I gotta say, listen, I hear what he's saying. He's very good in the gym. Problem is, replicating that kind of performance in the octagon against a world-class opponent, when the pressure is on and the bright lights are on and the world is watching, it's a very different thing. There wasn't many performances that I had where I felt that I performed to my potential. But Sean is really finding his potential. His fight 2 weeks ago was sensational. And he's having a good fight here, but he just caught a massive left hook.
Biggest shot of the fight comes from Brendan Allen with just over a minute to go in the first round. That wobbled the knees of Strickland, but he's back underneath him.
That 1-2 is beautiful for Sean, though.
1 minute left in the round. Check hook on the way in. Check hook on the way in. Give me that hook. 3-2. 3-2. Keep on it.
Just pumping out that jab. Sean Strickland with regularity here.
Yeah, Brendan's having a hard time getting past that jab. He needs a bit of head movement. He needs to use some feints. There's no feints here from Brendan. He's just trying to walk forward, and he's coming onto the end of the jab of Sean. And a 1-2. Rips to the body, but still that 1-2 was nice.
Allen trying to close things down here along the fence. Strickland immediately reverses it again. 30 seconds to go.
Off the cage, dude. Finish strong, yes, finish strong, finish strong, pressure him, finish strong, we got 20 seconds, I want pressure.
Another jab that splits the guard, followed up by a right hand from Strickland. Oh, front kick, catches the chin. Heavy shots from each side.
Look at this, absolute war. And I knew this was going to be a good fight and very evenly matched. Physically, skill-wise, everything.
We've gone 5 minutes, second round coming up. Yours on pay-per-view, 2 titles on the line. Davison Figueiredo looks to make his first title defense against Dana White's Contender Series alum Alex Perez, plus Valentina Shevchenko against Jennifer Maia for the women's 125 title, UFC 255, available for purchase only on ESPN Plus. Could barely get the words out.
Yeah, Brendan Allen coming forward with a sense of urgency. His corner were very happy with the work that he had. But look at that, almost went down there. I would have told him to use some feints, though. The jab of Sean Strickland and the 1-2 of Sean is giving him a lot of problems. He's walking onto shots. If he uses some feints, he's going to draw out that jab from Sean, and then he can go in and try and do his work. Right now, it's just a test of speed. Both guys are just trying to punch. You've got to set traps. You've got to try and open the door. Make your opponent react, and then go for the kill. Nice combos from Sean, though. Look at that. And he's not winding up. He's not putting everything into it. He's just letting the punches do the talking.
Yeah, the damage he does with seemingly little effort, right? He just throws him out there. It's not like he's throwing from the hip and hitting home runs. He's just powerful.
That got his attention, though, that calf kick.
Allen trying to close the distance and make this one a little dirtier here.
Yeah, but to your point, though, as you said, you know, they almost look like arm shots, but they're doing a lot of damage.
Right.
And they're finding the mark frequently. Brendan Allen's got to do something different. As I said, he needs head movement and he needs feints, because I'm not seeing either right now.
Push him against here. Let's get some knees and elbows working.
Another jab. Good 1-2.
Allen.
Strickland trying to end it. And it does. Sean Strickland. Wow. 2 wins in 2 weeks for Sean Strickland. We got ourselves a player in the middleweight division.
That was the best performance and win of his entire career. Took it on short notice against a very, very tough opponent. and he looked outstanding.
Now time for Impact Performer, brought to you by the U.S. Army. High impact from a lot of strikes for Sean Strickland.
Yeah, as you said, he was just throwing them out there. Wasn't looking for the knockout, letting the punches do the talking and putting together combinations one after the other. And look at this, when he had him hurt, went in for the kill, and Herb Dean saved Brendan Allen from a lot of damage there. And that was a huge win for Sean. Brendan Allen is top of the food chain. Sean Strickland looked sensational.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 32 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by TKO, Sean Tarzan Strickland.
Khamzat Chimaev. Minus 525, the betting favorite at close against that man, Gilbert Jareno Burns. Tonight's fight clock is brought to you by Timex, official timekeeper of UFC. Timex watches have taken a licking and keep on ticking since 1854.
Gilbert stuffs the takedown so far. Chimaev with the clinch.
Burns expected a frantic pace early.
He's going through the middle with those knees. Those went, it looked like they went right to the cup.
Yeah, Gilbert gave the ref a look. My heart's through my chest right now.
Mine too. This is the most highly anticipated matchup in a long time. Because we want to know what's going on. How good is this guy? And so far, he's got Gilbert in a real bad situation.
Toyo Tires, the official tire of UFC. I promise I will not interrupt you, man, a lot.
Oh, you're good.
Khamzat is an elite wrestler.
Man, he's just dragging him around.
One of the things that's so shocking about him is how big he is.
He's a big welterweight, no doubt about it.
Gilbert has fought at 155 pounds. And of course, Khamzat has fought as high as 185 pounds. Gilbert's gonna roll. Butterflies in full guard. Gilbert does have an outstanding ground game, though. 4-time World Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion.
Burns maintaining his composure, and for the record, as Chimaev welcomes him back to his feet, Burns has already landed 2 significant strikes, more than anyone prior against Chimaev.
I know Gilbert, he's not going to be happy with that stat unless he lands a whole lot more tonight.
Gilbert is dangerous.
He's got to try to control himself. There's a lot of hype behind this fight, a lot of pressure. Good calf kick there from Burns.
Very nice located, good right hand by Burns as well. Chimaev hurt him.
Good body kick is there for Burns. Nice job by Khamzat to raise the guard.
Good right hand by Gilbert. Gilbert's got a
jab now from Burns.
Very nice jab.
If you're Gilbert Burns, you take this start all day. 2.5 minutes gone by.
Gilbert's got to settle in, get his rhythm.
Yes.
Just caught him with a left hook. That's a big weapon for Gilbert. That sweeping left hook.
Oh, good combination from Chimaev.
Yeah, nice power shots there from Chimaev. Gilbert, though, not being scared, moving forward, landing his own shots. This is crucial.
Good right hand over the top by Gilbert.
We're already seeing Chimaev tested far more than any other fight so far in his UFC career. This is good. We got a fight right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is a giant step up to go all the way to the #2 guy. Good left hook again.
And then the head movement on the back end for Burns.
See if Chimaev tries to go back to his wrestling. Ooh, big power shots, but nice right hand there.
Good defense by Burns.
You can see the power in those hands, though, from Chimaev. He's cracking hard.
Khamzat has left himself open to a couple counters. Under 90 seconds to go in the round.
Is that a slip, or did he get hit with a shot?
I don't know. Oh, got nice
he was off balance. He overswung.
Yeah, it was a swing and a miss that made him fall. Good kick there by Chimaev.
Gilbert trying
to swing from his back, which is crazy.
Looked like Chimaev mixed in an elbow there, feinted. A welcome back to the feet.
What a jab. That's a powerful jab, sat him down. 30 seconds left in round one. How much has Burns recovered? He's split open bad.
Yeah.
It looks like that's in the top of the head, though.
That's a nice right-hand connection from Chimaev.
Good jab from Burns.
That got Chimaev's attention.
He caught him in the middle of the kick.
We're getting to round two.
Sat Gilbert down here. It's just a beautiful, I mean, right on the money. Perfect jab as Gilbert's also coming into it, stepping forward. Chimaev lands a perfect right jab right down the middle, sat him down. But listen, Gilbert survived and he was fighting off of his back. Here's a big elbow. This is what split Gilbert open. But hey, we're in round two right now, okay?
Well, Tuesdays catch up on all the latest MMA talk with DC and RC, Daniel Cormier and Ryan Clark. You can find it on YouTube, ESPN Plus, and wherever you download your podcasts. All right, round two here. Henry Hoof calling for some body work out of his pupil, Gilbert Durinho Burns. 27-19 Chimaev on the significant strike front in round one.
And listen, he still looks unbelievable, right? We're kind of like amazed that we're in the second round. That just speaks volumes to what people think of this guy.
Look at that. Takedown attempt by Burns.
I'm just so glad we got a fight right now. You want to see a young prospect like this tested against a guy like Durinho, and here it is.
But Gilbert looks like he's settled in now. Nice right, check right hook.
Yeah, that was a nice right hook. And look at Chimaev switching stances when he wants. So he's finding shots from different angles, which is confusing to the opponent.
Yeah, he fights very well from both sides, which is why that jab was so potent from the southpaw stance.
Yeah, because it's a power shot.
Oh, right-hand counter from Burns.
He got stung.
Gilbert tagged him.
Oh, that right hook from Chimaev, that power side. Nice
Good
body
kick to the body. Beautiful kick to the body by Burns.
Nice leg kick from Chimaev.
Don't miss Focus Feature Films The Northman. Fate Has No Mercy. The Northman only in theaters April 22nd.
Man, just missed.
Two good ones by Gilbert.
And now a right hand for Burns.
Gilbert's got to keep those hands up, or Chimaev's going to find the guard, find through the guard. I'm not even making sense right now. I'm so excited.
Chimaev having a lot of success out of the southpaw stance. Counter right for Burns.
Chimaev is so strong.
Wow, dude, that just showed his strength right there. Gilbert couldn't even move that leg. Gilbert's going in strong here in the second.
He can't empty the tank, though.
No, he's got to save something.
Oh, he just got stung himself. A 1-2 from Chimaev. There's that right jab. Gilbert's got to be careful. There's a lot of time left in this round.
Yeah, and we got to remember, we still got 2 title fights after this.
We have crossed the midpoint of round 2.
John, I need a Modelo.
Lower leg kick is there for Chimaev. If you had over a round and a half, those tickets will cash tonight. Wow.
Oh,
Chimaev is slowing.
But as is Gilbert. Gilbert's got his mouth wide open.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are battling right now.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that hurt him.
Jab for Burns gets through.
Gilbert landed.
I don't think we're questioning either guy's toughness at this point. Nice
sprawl from Chimaev.
Gilbert off his back. Good hammer fist from Gilbert off his back. And pushes him. Oh, Gilbert with a jab. Khamzat's nose is leaking.
Khamzat said, hey, I want a war. I want to be tested. Well, guess what? Durinho's giving it to him right now.
This Listen to this crowd right now.
It was deafening in here.
This is madness, Joe.
It's wild.
Round by round numbers. Burns with a huge round 2. He has now outstruck Chimaev, at least statistically, as we come up on a minute to go in the round. Nice right hand over the top.
Smoother now, John. He looks more relaxed. He's rolling with shots. It's still dangerous, but he's settled in. And he's clearly confident.
This is where that body work that Henry Hooft wanted from his pupil would come in handy.
Ooh, Burns dictating the pace of this fight right now.
He's throwing that beautiful right hook.
He's got to watch that right hand.
Rolling away from punches, too. Look, his head movement's good now. But Chimaev's still super dangerous.
Oh, my God. He's still got power on those punches right now. And Gilbert has to stand with him because it's up to Chimaev where this fight goes.
Yes.
It's been clear that Gilbert can't take him down. You saw that leg barely even moved from Khamzat. Oh, geez.
Good right hand by Chimaev.
Chimaev. Oh, he's big elbows from Burns and a takedown for Khamzat.
That was close.
Whoa, what's this?
Here's the other round. Right hand.
Oh,
boom!
my
Look at that
goodness.
right hand. Oh my goodness. Look at it again. Oh my goodness.
He looked backwards. That's how bad that shot hit him.
He went down afterwards. Let's see it again. Oh my goodness. I mean, that is a picture-perfect right hand by Burns. Now here's the end of the round.
Oh.
Gilbert goes to push him off and Khamzat slaps him.
The unauthorized reproduction or distribution of this copyright work is illegal and punishable under law. An appreciative Jacksonville crowd getting a third round. Khamzat Chimaev and Gilbert Burns.
That round easily could be Gilbert Burns.
Oh, it is. I think. With that drop?
With that drop, yeah. I think so. I mean, you never know how judges score things, but that looked to me.
Yeah, I mean, we're not judges, but that could be the first round of his career that he has lost.
I mean, he stung him, rocked him, dropped him.
He went from no strikes to getting hit a whole lot in this one.
Longest career fight for Chimaev coming in, 6 minutes and 15 seconds.
But he's still strong, still marching forward. He's still loving it in there. Listen, the guy says he's about that life, and he's proving it.
Well, Gilbert just popped him with a nice jab. And Gilbert's full of confidence coming to this third now. He's got to circle out.
Yeah, he can't. He can't stay here against the fence with Chimaev.
There he goes.
Chimaev back to the orthodox stance now. Minute gone by, round 3. Shot from Burns. Chimaev defends well and lands a hammer fist.
He is so strong. I mean,
yeah, man, Gilbert's a beast, and he can't even. Nice work,
almost. Good scramble.
As intense as any non-title fight I can ever remember. 3.5 to go.
And as consequential as any non-title fight.
Oh, but Chimaev's starting to tee off.
Burns in a world of trouble, or so it would seem. Knee from Chimaev. Burns trying to fire back as best he can.
Both guys
Burns
laying
is
it out
bleeding
there.
bad, and he's taking some big, deep breaths.
Yeah, I think he's gassed, Joe.
But Chimaev just took a big, deep breath himself.
I know, but there's a difference in their physique right now. But then he does that.
And then he does that, yeah.
Another nice land with that lead hand for Chimaev.
What a fight.
Burns cracks with the jab. Gilbert still throwing. Anybody's fight, 2.5 to go.
It really is. I mean, anything can happen. We're halfway through the third.
The lungs are burning right now.
Yeah, Burns trying his best to move laterally, changes the level, attacks the body.
Oh, still clubbing with that right hand, boy. You gotta watch out when you're swinging like that.
Tonight's social media post brought to you by Icon Meals, fueling the competitor in you. Get 30% off your first order today at iconmeals.com/UFC.
Khamzat has a nasty uppercut.
Oh my goodness, Gilbert Burns. Just when I think, all right, he's fading, he's out, comes forward, starts landing punches.
Well, have you seen his grueling strength and conditioning routine that he does down here in South Florida?
Yep. Oh yeah, he's big on that.
Shout out to
oh my goodness.
Oh, he tagged him with the right hand. Oh, he almost tagged him with that second one. Oh, Khamzat tagged him.
This is the craziest fight that I have ever called. 100%.
Burns still throwing fire, blood in that right eye causing issues. Well, on a night we hear that Cub Swanson and Duho Choice fight is going into the Hall of Fame. Maybe this one will join him down the line.
Oh,
1 minute to go.
No doubt. Look at Chimaev, though, still marching forward, looking for a finish even here in the end of this third round, and a grueling fight, man.
Oh, big right hand by Burns. Oh,
crack from Burns. 3 in a row now. Chimaev says, bring it.
Oh my goodness.
Gilbert's just throwing everything he has in his soul right now. Chimaev eats it, though, moves forward. Yo, listen. No matter what, this is what Chimaev wanted, and he's a contender no matter what happens tonight.
Gilbert just took a look up at the clock. Oh, there's that uppercut.
Oh my God! All heart down the stretch as Chimaev lands again. Body kick for Khamzat. What a fight! Khamzat Chimaev and Gilbert Burns go the full 15, and a nice display of sportsmanship. Their lives are linked forever now.
What a fight. Let's take a look early. There's that nasty jab by Khamzat that dropped Gilbert from the southpaw stance. He switched back and forth throughout the fight. There's that big elbow that cut Gilbert open. Here's round 2. Boom, right hand by Burns. That was a big one. He landed several. This one grazed him, but there was a big one at the end of the round. And here's Gilbert fighting off of his back with hammer fists. Pushes him off with that side kick. Gets back to his feet, and here it comes. Boom, right there. I mean, that is as hard a punch as you can land on a man and not have him go out. There we see Khamzat in round 3 popping the jab, lands the right hand. Oh, beautiful right hand, a left behind it. Burns with the right hand. Catches him behind the ear with that one. Another big right hand for Burns.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this contest 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, and still undefeated, Khamzat Chimaev.
As we get set, Nordine Taleb and Sean Strickland.
Okay, blue corner, you ready? Red corner, round 1, let's fight.
Just, you know, that crowd shot of the Khabib fans, those hats are functional here. It is freezing out there. They're not like, they're probably not Khabib fans. They literally just have those hats on.
I want a big one of those to curl up in after this week.
Our driver told us the other night, yeah, winter's not too bad. It's only about 2 months long. I was like, it started already.
It was freezing outside. Oh, we were trying not to step on ice. But just, you know, those weren't necessarily Khabib fans.
This is good footwork so far from Nordine Taleb. Clearly expecting the pressure of Sean Strickland. Now he's trying to counter him with that drag left hook.
Counter left from Taleb. This fight a -115 pick 'em on each side. Strickland's in the gray, Taleb in the red.
I think this is actually the first time I've seen Nordine Taleb look like the smaller fighter in there as well.
Something about Taleb's style on the feet, shin high, and Tisa his hands float out a little bit. He's very aware with his defense.
Yeah, it does lead him to be quite reactive, though. When people start to feint, he does tend to reach for the punches, allowing people to come around the sides. And when you've got someone as tricky and as long-ranged as Sean Strickland, you've got to be expecting those kind of tricks.
When someone reaches for punches, you got to throw a lot of feints, get them to react.
Oh. See, that's where he edges his bets in this fight, when he plants his feet and he starts to trade power shots. Especially as you were mentioning on the walkouts with Strickland holding his head so high.
Yeah.
You know, he fights tall, he fights like a very tall fighter. But the vulnerability there is the chin's in the air.
Taleb so far through the first 2 minutes content to counter with the left. Let Strickland lead the dance. Born in France, Taleb moved to Montreal when he was 25 years old, turned pro in MMA 2 years later. He has settled with the team at TriStar.
Strickland's starting to react to those low kicks a little bit. We're seeing some redness on the inside of his lead leg, which is nothing compared to what we've seen tonight with the heavyweights earlier on in the card, but it's certainly bothering him because he's reaching for the kicks when they're coming in.
One thing you don't want to do is get caught reaching for a kick. When they go high, you have nothing to guard with. Good rule of thumb is deal with leg kicks with your legs.
Yeah. Nice.
Once he reaches for that leg, just like you called it, Dan. Go high with one of those, it might be lights out.
I'd like to see Strickland use his footwork a little more. He does get into the habit of following his opponents around. And given the fact that Nordine Taleb's consistently circling in the same direction, there's an opportunity here for Strickland to start stepping across and cutting him off.
The counter left from Taleb.
Thing about Strickland too, moving forward takes away that range. He's the taller guy, but he's the one moving forward, kind of always going into Nordine Taleb's range. He never throws the jab and makes his opponents come to him. He's always walking forward.
Absolutely, and that's allowing Nordine Taleb to start slipping to the outside, throwing over the top, and again threatening with the low kicks. Oh, that was a nice lead left hook. Immediately reddened the nose of Sean Strickland. It was a good jab. I'd like to see some more of that.
See the total strikes attempted more than 60. Sean Strickland landed just 5. And Taleb outnumbering him on the land by 4-1 unofficially.
That shows good management of range by Nordine Taleb.
And we welcome those of you on FS1 joining us after watching Cal upset the Washington Huskies. I'm Brendan Fitzgerald, sitting octagon side with Jimmy Smith and Dan Hardy. We are in Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada, northeast of Maine, for FS1 UFC Fight Night. And our featured prelim bout between two welterweights at 170 pounds, Nordine Taleb and California's Sean Strickland. And so far it has been Taleb landing the counter strikes and landing the heavier shots on Strickland through the first round.
You saw that tentative kind of leg lift reaction to the leg kick. That is not good.
Yeah, Strickland's starting to throw some punches that are falling short, and instead of halting the attack, he's starting to reach even more, which is now exposing him to the, oh, that was a beautiful lead uppercut from Taleb. Yeah, there's the inside low kick again and again.
Final seconds of the first round. We'll be back with the second round after this. As we get set to go here in the second of 3 possible rounds at 170 pounds.
I very much feel like it's Sean Strickland that has to do the adaptive work going into this round, because his forward pressure is getting a little bit predictable. The inside low kick is starting to really take effect. He's starting to reach for that kick. And now he's throwing punches that are falling short, which allows Nordine Taleb to stop reacting and countering.
And also, every time he reacts to that lead leg kick, his balance is going completely off because he's just lifting up his lead leg. Not stepping forward and checking it. He's lifting it up, which takes away his balance, makes him vulnerable to combinations just like that. Practically falling forward every time he kicks out that lead leg.
leaving him vulnerable for the uppercut that we've seen Nordin Taleb throw a few times. See, that was better. You know, if you're going to eat the kick, you've got to throw something in return. You've got to try and get him on his heels, take some of the power out of the kick, or possibly discourage him from throwing it in the future. Great range management from Nordin Taleb.
And they're almost all the inside leg, just like that, which is a quick kick. Doesn't require a lot of power, doesn't take a lot of energy. It's almost like just like throwing a jab, just boom, that checked right to the inside, but
yep,
it's the accuracy that does all the damage.
And talking of accurate, we've got 17 of 20 of those low kicks landing. 85% success rate for Nordin Taleb.
Meanwhile, it's 18 landed on 120 total strikes attempted for Sean Strickland, showing the movement, the elusiveness of Taleb. And a quick land on the jab there from Strickland.
And Nordin Taleb must feel like he has the opportunity to power double here as well. You know, any good tri-star fighter's got a wicked power double, especially if he's under this kind of...
Oh! Big right from Strickland!
Look at that!
That drops Taleb, who tries to explode right back to his feet, and he does.
Before he'd eaten that, he'd eaten a couple of those right hands and didn't make the head movement adjustments. Strickland stayed with that right hand.
And Strickland goes back in with some big shots.
Oh, that was a good teep to the midsection. Created a break in the pressure for Nordin Taleb, clear his head a little bit. He's still managing the range very well, but Strickland's confidence is on the rise now, and he's pushing forward.
Strickland starting to put together the combinations halfway through this second round.
Nordin Taleb is hurt, and he is hurt bad. He does not have his wits about him.
Big right now, and another one. Taleb is buckled and down on his back.
This has got to be the finish. Taleb's trying to reach up and control, but he doesn't have a closed guard. He's taking big shots from a standing position.
And look how Strickland's not letting him close his guard. He's keeping his hips back enough so he can sit up and land big punches, just like that.
Big right direct.
That was a big shot to the chin. Nordin Taleb, I'm not sure his head's completely clear. He's taking some of these shots here.
Another one as Strickland goes down, and that's it.
That was a good stoppage.
Sean Strickland.
That was a good stoppage.
Yeah, he's protesting, but he was out. Good job by the referee.
And Taleb does not like it. He pops up. The fans, of course, favoring the Canadian fighter, but Sean Strickland just kept busy, and once he landed, kept going, and he gets a second-round TKO.
That consistent pressure of Sean Strickland paid off. Eventually, he was able to reach Nordin Taleb with a really clean overhand right, caught him on the temple, and then, you know, in the successive shots that came, Nordin Taleb just wasn't able to create the space to recover. You know, it was this trickle effect of Sean Strickland that kept peppering him with long shots, long-range shots, keeping him on the back foot. And then when he was finally in the top position, he picked these shots very well. He postured up, he looked for his target, and then he dropped with full power. Really nice. Here we see again from an opposite angle. He creates space, he looks at his target, and then he starts to read those shots as they're coming through the guard. I mean, Nordin Taleb should be looking at his opponent here, but he's taking these shots really without seeing anything coming. That's a good stoppage by the referee there. Saved him from further damage.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Eric Nevitt has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 10 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by TKO, Sean Tarzan Strickland.